Flies zoomed around like playful kiddos, and suddenly boom, a bucket of mold exploded. A black mother rushed to hide her child in a cupboard. Then bam! Flames surrounded her, and the tower roof blew up like a flaky cake. The waiters scrambled to guide the survivors. That coin-tossing brat sprinted ahead like a rocket, zooming right in front of me. She rushed ahead, and as some kind stranger stepped onto the stairs, they collapsed like a karaoke mic. She just managed to stop. This path was a no-go, and the only escape route left was the elevator. Originally, it was the most dangerous place, and now it's stuffed with the scappies. A suited guy shoved a lady aside like he was a careless wallet. The elevator was designed for half a ton, but now it had crammed in 2 or 3 dozen folks. Subtitle: overloaded elevator, with alarm blaring, heading straight to hell. Fire felt like a huge oven. Survivors fled to the fire-free side. Suddenly, a woman saw the table items come to life. The ceiling cracked open, the whole place split like a puzzle, and gravity pulled the guests down like potatoes. I believe she managed to scramble to a safe spot at the very last moment. However, the others weren't as fortunate, for the tower suddenly collapsed at that instant. The woman standing at the edge was waiting for a miracle, yet she saw absolutely nothing at all. The tree felt slippery. She wanted clarity, but it seemed pressure was squeezing in on all sides. By now, the tower was half a sunless ruin. She was clutching her engagement ring. She had just put it on today. It was supposed to be the grand opening of this rooftop restaurant, and her fiancé pulled some serious strings to score an invitation. Upon arrival, she felt something was off. Hearing the waiter say this tricky red-tailed structure was finished 5 months ahead of schedule. Glass floor was fully transparent, and the rattling elevator doors were sending danger signals, but our newly pregnant gal ignored her worries for this romantic proposal. She thought she was about to flip to a new chapter in life, but suddenly she became the lone survivor. Suddenly she heard something. The little black kid hadn't bit the dust either. The woman strained to save her, but the tower was crumbling and there was nowhere to run. Eventually, she and the kid huddled against the rubble, with her ring stuck between 2 tiny rebar. Subtitles: this temporarily saved her life, but the combined weight of the 2 of them would be able to hold up for much longer. The timeline shifts back to the present day. Here we are introduced to our protagonist, Stephen. For the past 2 months, she replayed that same nightmare, but who that woman was remained a mystery. Coincidentally, the woman in her dream was named Iris, just like her long-lost grandmother. In search of answers, Stephen headed home from school to dig up family photos. Sadly, her parents divorced a few years back, and Mom skipped town, dumping all those treasures. Spotting her brother about to head to Uncle's, Stephen jumped at the chance to give her a lift. Time's all. Actually, I came here to talk about your mother, Iris. I know you don't like chatting with her. But Stephen had other plans. She dashed over to her uncle without even greeting her cousins. She was eager to talk about her grandmother, mentioning the rooftop restaurant nightmare, leaving her uncle speechless. Logically, there's no way Stephen would know this since all the grandkids thought Grandma was long gone. But actually not. Grandpa died. Grandma went mad, locking up her 2 kids. The government was forced to intervene and took the children away. But that's not all. The uncle stubbornly refused to give in. Stephen turned to her aunt, pleading for help. Seeing her niece tortured by nightmares, Aunt's heart softened, and she revealed where the letters were stashed. Stephen found a photo of her grandmother in those letters, and lo and behold, it looked just like the dream woman. She followed the address without hesitation to a very remote spot, a place that hadn't been bothered in ages. It seemed like a place that was completely cut off from the rest of the world, and eventually she came to a halt in front of the door of a peculiar building, which was encircled by a myriad of defenses and traps. Even without ever meeting, Grandma recognized her granddaughter right away, and Stephen cut to the chase about her visit. She described the dream scene, the floor cracking, gas exploding, guests plummeting like clowns. Years ago, Grandma saw death arrive in an instant, then found herself still on the tower top. Everything around felt hauntingly familiar. The wedding waiter appeared like a vision, about to kneel for a proposal, and she recognized him. That very coin indirectly triggering this calamity. She bolted on stage, warning everyone that the glass below was about to shatter. Her face was as red as an apple, but the crowd still dismissed her words, as if children's laughter lingered around her. Turns out, there was indeed a big old face stuck on her, as everything had gone overboard. Her laughter was nearly drowned out, as the glass below was on the verge of cracking. Although security yanked her away fast, the guests noticed cracks creeping on the glass. Turns out, from that day on, everyone survived. Subtitle: Those who were supposed to have perished in that disaster. Later, the restaurant shut down and the entire building was torn down, as if death had never truly lost its way, just occasionally choosing to take a detour. Grandma had come to learn the patterns of death through those incidents and had tread carefully all these years to stay alive. 2 months ago, she was diagnosed with terminal cancer, coinciding with Stephen's nightmares.